In today's video, we are going to finish the Incredible Hulk from Marvel Crisis Protocol.
That the entirety of the cosmos is accessible through each and every individual's mind, connecting to the great mind, the great spirit.
Welcome back to the channel, collectors. So in today's video, we're going to finish the Hulk from Marvel Crisis Protocol. So if you recall, in the previous video, I painted the skin of the Hulk. So if you want to see how I did that, you can check out the links in the description below. So as mentioned, I was very inspired by how the Hulk was portrayed in comics, and I really wanted to do this in 3D. So in today's video, we'll be focusing on the pens and the environmental lighting of this model. So make sure you stick to the end, because this video will be littered with little details of how you can take your Hulk to the next level and make your miniature look even more awesome. So if you're ready to finish the Hulk from Marvel Crisis Protocol, let us begin. So these are the colors that you will need to paint the Hulk and finish him up. Okay, today we're going to be focusing on his pants and the base. Okay, so if you're ready, let us begin. So moving on from the previous colors, what we're going to do is we're going to make a brownish magenta color, and we're going to start basing the pants. I've also added in a little bit of green just to make sure that there's a color coherence to everything. Okay, so it's just base coating right here. So if you are watching this video until now and you're confused, why am I not painting the skin? It's because it's done in a previous video. So if you have not seen how I painted the skin and you want to see how I did it, do head on to the painting skin video. The links will be in the description below, alright? So right now it's just base coating. Some tips for you guys, really basic but really necessary. Please don't touch the paint when it's drying. Just let it dry smoothly and allow for a dry finish. There's no need to constantly agitate the paint and you get very rough finishes from this. Okay, so gradually adding in more chocolate brown. I'm going to start with creating some highlights. Where to place the highlights, you might ask. Okay, I'm going to flash the black and white picture right now. You guys can see where to place the highlights right now, and just take note that these colors are split into 6 levels where you can decide which level to highlight to. This is also pretty generic and it's relative, because some areas tend to be the highest level but they make no sense. So as a painter, you gotta have a little bit of just decision making process to decide which level goes where and how much you should push the next level. Okay, so now adding in a little bit more magenta. I found the pens a little bit too brown, so I'm just gonna fix that color right here, but still in the shape of the highlight. Remember, as with the skin, this is very important. Please don't blend now. Blend later. There's so much time to blend later. Just blend later. Get the shapes correct first before doing any blending. Blending now will only make all your hard work go to waste. Okay? So I can't stress this enough, but please don't blend now. Okay, adding in a bit more khaki and still magenta. Just pushing the values here very slightly. Again, placing the shapes in. Shapes are so important. Right here, if you are observing me, you can see how carefully I'm placing the shapes. Why are the shapes so important? Because these shapes are how light have reacted to the model in real life. There is no better reference to real life than real life. Okay? Just by nature of placing the shapes correctly, you have already won half the battle. If you are the kind of painter that just cannot be bothered to blend, it's fine, because placing the shapes correctly does the blending in the mind already. Okay, so now what I'm adding in a little bit of Iraqi sand and Vallejo Mother Color Stone Grey. I think I am like a broken record. I like to nag, and this might not be the last time, but yeah, I want you to really place the shapes correctly. So right now I felt that there was a little bit too much of a transition right here, so I'm going to go with an intermediate color and fill the transitions up slightly to get the shapes more correct. This is what I meant by not all the values are absolute. Sometimes you gotta just modify the value slightly. And doing some edge highlighting now to point out the little details on his pants. So right here I'm mixing in a little bit of black, chocolate brown and magenta. And we're going to create this really deep dark shadow, and these are going to be the cast shadows. So where to place the cast shadows, namely I'm focusing it under his butt and in the crevices. I'm no genius where to place the lights, I always use references. So check out the references at the start of the video. So now, with this same color, I'm starting to place in the shadows onto the base. What shape to place the shadows? Of course, the answer is references. But here's another trick. You can hold the model up to the light in the same direction, and you can see where the shadows land and place the shadows accordingly. So right now I'm also placing in the highlights on the base. Not exactly a highlight though, more of like a mid-tone, but it's where the light is landing on the base. Where do you place this? Very simple. Just place a light above the model and in a constant position. Then you see where and which part of the model is lit up, and just literally paint where the model is lit up. The next best reference to real life is, of course, the model itself, real life. Real life is best life. At this point of time, yeah, you can always whip out your huge stippling brush and do some over brushing right here. But remember, you gotta have a degree of precision of the shape of the shadows. So now just painting the hair, that's intermediate green. I'm gonna fix the hair in post later, but yeah, just adding in a little bit of intermediate green along with olive green. Just gradually adding in Iraqi sand as a highlight. At this point of time, the hair was sculpted like chunks and chunks of chocolate. It's really weird sculpt here. So in the final product, what you will see is I have actually drawn in some hair highlights. So at this point of time, creating the highest highlights, I have drawn in some individual hair strands to create more texture, and yeah, Hulk will be finished really soon. Okay, so I hope you found this video useful. If you did, you've watched all the way till now, yes, give me a like and subscribe because it helps me a lot, and you will see the final product in just a little bit. Hope you guys push yourselves, paint some Hulk, tag me on Instagram, and I would love to comment on them. Alright? So this is the finished Hulk model, and look at that environmental lighting. It's something that I really like, and I hope more painters get to push themselves beyond their comfort zone and introduce some environmental lighting into their miniatures. So now that we've finished the incredible Hulk from Marvel Crisis Protocol, let me know what do you think of the paintwork. Alright, so if you are still watching all the way till now, you must have somehow found this video entertaining or somewhat useful. I would appreciate if you spend this time now to give me a like and subscribe if you think that this video was worth your time and I deserve it. Okay, so let me know in the comments below what else would you like to see me paint or what you liked about the paint job. Okay, at this point of time, I'd like to take the time to thank my patrons for allowing me to do this. It's because of their generous donations I'm able to record and paint these videos for all you guys. So if you want to support the channel even further, why don't you head on to the Patreon right now and become a patron today. The exclusive video for this time round would be the unadulterated 1.5 hour of a marathon of how I painted this incredible Hulk. In this video, I'll be peppering a lot of tips and tricks so that you can take your miniature painting to the next level, even if you're not just painting the incredible Hulk. So I'd like to thank you guys, and I hope to see you in the next video. See you.